a Matsutake mushroom. If the harvest is low, wholesale Matsutake can cost over $500 per kilogram. And over the past 70 years, Japan's harvest has declined by over 95%. Now, the mushroom's future is unclear. So what makes these mushrooms so expensive? Matsutake can't exist without trees. They grow connected to the roots of red pine trees in a symbiotic relationship. Matsutake grow in several countries, including China and South Korea, but Japan's fetch the highest price. In 2021, the season's first Matsutake were auctioned off for over $7,000. They're harvested once a year, from around September to November. But because the domestic harvest in Japan has plummeted, the price is volatile. Unlike other prized foods, it's not a problem of overharvesting. It's a problem of changing habitat. Matsutake can't be grown on farms. They have to be foraged by hand. But foraging is no easy task. Gihei Fujara has been foraging Matsutake for over 60 years. There's a lot of anticipation leading up to each harvest season. Gihei forages from dawn till dusk, returning home around midday to empty out his baskets. Even for someone with his experience, it can be hard to predict the quality of a harvest. Even with a good harvest, these mushrooms are difficult to find. They blend in with the forest floor and often don't grow at the base of a tree. Knowing where to look is a result of decades of foraging on this mountain. It's exhausting work, but today Gihei is rewarded, filling several baskets each trip. But his work isn't over when the harvest ends. In the off-season, Gihei goes back to the mountain and tries to cultivate Matsutake. Gihei also tries to spread the spores of Matsutake to help them grow. But cultivating Matsutake this way takes around 5 years, and success isn't guaranteed. Even though this year was a big harvest, the long-term trend is in decline. In 1953, Japan harvested around 6,400 metric tons of Matsutake, but in 2019, it harvested only 14 metric tons. One of the biggest reasons for this decline is a change in how forests are maintained. Matsutake also grows best with red pine trees that are a few decades old. But over the past century, an invasive pest called pinewood nematode has been hurting the growth of red pine trees throughout Japan. Without the trees, Matsutake won't be able to survive. The mushrooms also need ample rainfall and cool temperatures early in the season. All of these factors create a delicate balance for Matsutake. Harvests vary widely each year, which causes big changes in price. In 2018, prices were 20 to 50% lower than the year before because of a good harvest. But in 2019, when there was a period of dry weather, prices almost doubled, reaching over $800 per kilogram in some parts of Japan. Today, Japan imports over 90% of its Matsutake from places like China and South Korea. In 2019, only around 14 of the 1,000 metric tons consumed were harvested domestically. Imported Matsutake are more affordable compared to the ones grown in Japan. But some people consider these mushrooms to be less fresh and not as flavorful. Matsutake with a closed cap are often considered to be the most valuable, but different sizes are used in different types of dishes. A full course meal at this inn costs around $130. Due to the declining harvests, Matsutake mushrooms were listed as vulnerable in 2020. But the species isn't gone yet. But if its growth and environment aren't sustained, this legendary mushroom likely won't get cheaper anytime soon.